Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the Victrip Titan S. Victrip reached out to me to review this e-bike, and I thought it had some awesome features like a giant 48 volt advertised 60 amp hour battery. That is ridiculous. So you are likely to get a lot of miles out of this bike. It's a really nice looking paint job, a foldable frame, back seat, and more. So today what we're going to do is go over the specs and components, and then we're going to take it out for a test ride. Now, prices of these e-bikes are always fluctuating based on whatever sale might be going on. So to get the most up-to-date price, check the link in the description below, and I might even have a coupon code down there as well that'll save you a couple bucks. Let's jump right in. Starting off at the top, we have ergonomically styled handlebar grips, semi-log hydraulic disc brake levers, a half-twist throttle on the right, a key ignition that'll turn your bike on or off. And by the way, the key on the battery also turns the bike on or off, so both this and this key have to be in the on position to get power to the bike. 7-speed Mickey Mouse style shifter. And on the left, we have a dedicated control panel for your lights, turn signals, and your horn. That is very loud. Here's what that front headlight looks like. Seems like two bright LEDs up front. And here's what the rear tail light looks like. And here's what it looks like when you hit the brakes. When you press the turn signal button, you do get an indicator that it is actually on. I do really appreciate that. And here's what that turn signal looks like in the back. No turn signals on the front. Display is pretty simple. You've got your battery bar, speedometer, pedal assist level, and you can cycle through your trip meter, odometer, max speed, average speed, and the current amperage that the bike is using. Very nice. To get into the advanced settings, you hold the plus and minus buttons down, and that'll bring you to your P settings. P1 is switching from mile an hour to kilometers an hour. P2 is your voltage, don't touch that. P3 is the amount of pedal assist levels you have. And check this out, if I press the I button, I can adjust the speed of each pedal assist level. And this is the percentage of the top speed of this bike, which internally it is listed at 32 miles an hour. So for example, pedal assist level 2 is going to give me 40% of 32 miles an hour. That's pretty cool. And 5 looks like it's maxed out. P4 is your wheel size. That'll make the speedometer more or less accurate. P6 is the top speed of this e-bike. I did try and make it higher than 32. I could not. So that's as fast as the wheel is going to spin. P7 is the controller amperage. Just in case, let's bring that up as high as possible, which is 31. Pretty sure we'll have enough battery life if we boost the power just a little bit. Typically, the current limit is locked in by the controller hardware, but just in case, we'll bring that up as high as possible. We do also get a bunch of other P settings that right now we're not going to get into. And these handlebars are on the narrower side. Moving on down, we have fantastic looking cable management with this sleeve up front. We have a telescopic stem in the front, very nice. Here's the folding mechanism for the whole stem. You can fold this whole thing down in addition to folding the bike in half, making this bike much easier to store in a smaller area. To fold this bike, you unlatch the middle. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is push in the center, turn the wheel, and then we can go ahead and fold the bike up. And once again, you can also fold the handlebar stem itself. There it is, nice and compact. Let's unfold it, let's put it back together. There we go, put that back in place. Open it back up, fold the center back in, and we're good to go. Taking a look at the frame, looks like we have a mounting point for some additional accessories, maybe a front basket or something else. Really nice looking paint job on this frame. I asked Victrip to send me this in this red color. I think it looks phenomenal. This is the color I would get if I were to buy this bike. Folding mechanism on the side. Controller is housed in here, and this is advertised to be a 25 amp controller. I do love that the rear rack is welded on as part of the frame. That's going to make for a very solid construction, very strong and rigid. And that's important because obviously this bike has a back seat that does come with the bike. You can easily remove the backrest and the seat if you want to, and instead you could put a basket, whatever you want. But if you do have a passenger, you can easily support someone with this solid construction. And it looks like there's a spot right here to add some foot pegs if you wanted to. The fork is basic and non-adjustable. For brakes, we get dual piston calipers with 180mm rotors. That's pretty good. Same exact setup in the back. For wheels, we get 20 by 4 inch size mag wheels. Mag wheels are heavier but more durable, so you won't have to worry about adjusting spokes or spokes breaking, and they are wrapped in these unbranded knobby tires. Plastic fender up front, same thing in the rear. And this bike does come with foldable pedals. Nice. The cables do extend underneath the frame and are routed externally on the frame. This bike comes with a nice, wide, and very squishy seat. And this is a hardtail bike. Obviously, no rear suspension on this bike. Looks like you also get an adjustable kickstand. Here's our 7-speed freewheel and the Shimano Tourney TZ branded derailleur. Nice looking derailleur guard with a support right here that's going to make this more resistant to bending. Medium-sized chainring up front with 2 plastic guards on each side. Now this is a pretty big sized battery. It is plugged in right over here with this plug. So to remove the battery first, we have to press the latch right here to lift the seat up. Then we have to turn the battery off and then push the key in to bring it into the unlocked position. Then we'll unplug the battery. And then from there, you simply pull up and the battery will slide out. Let's put that back in. To lock the battery back in place, turn the key once, and then to turn the battery on, turn it one more time. Let's plug that back in. Seat goes down and you're good to go. And again, you guys did see me turn this key to make sure the battery is on. However, you still will not get power unless this key is also turned on. Dual security. Nice. The seat of this bike is actually pretty high. It is at my hip bone. I do have an inseam of 29 inches. Here is what I look like on this bike. I'm 5'10" with an inseam of 29. I cannot reach the ground with my heels, but my toes can't touch the ground. Front suspension travel. This is an extremely budget fork, but it'll do the job. And the weight of this bike is actually on the lighter side for a bike with this size battery. It's not that bad. I will leave the weight of this bike listed on the screen below. We're going to start off today's ride with the usual 0 to 20 test, and we're going to use our draggy to get the most accurate time. Here we go, throttle only, 0 to 20 test, 3, 2, 1, go. Nice, soft, easy start. All right, there it is. Draggy is showing us a time of 9.1 seconds. Looks like our speedometer is more or less accurate, maybe off by 1 mile an hour or so, not too bad. Moving on to our long hill climb test. Throttle only. Stopping at the sewer grate, 3, 2, 1, go. Pretty soft start on this motor. And if you guys do love these reviews and you want to support the channel, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if I've earned your subscription. Like the video if you like it. Leave a comment below, smash the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And I am also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And I have 2 Facebook groups, e-bike addicts and high-speed e-bikes, 40 miles an hour and up. What the heck is going on? Why are we going so slow? Kind of going slow up this hill. All right, 20 miles an hour, and that's time. See, that cruise control just activates by itself. Kind of stable on the handlebars, though. So, I looked around as to how to deactivate cruise control. I couldn't really find anything in the settings. I'm sure there's some way of turning it off. I'm personally not a cruise control kind of guy, but if you like it, it is what it is. And mine right now gives me full power when I hit the accelerator and I'm just accelerating at full blast. After a certain time, the cruise control will turn on and it'll just keep giving you full power if you want to just keep cruising at full power. Even if it's on pedal assist 1, 2, or 3, it'll still give you pedal assist level 5 power. Let's check the free spinning wheel top speed. Looks like we're getting to 31.3 miles an hour. We are going to test the top speed of this bike, but more than likely you're going to get speeds around that class 3 realm of 28 miles an hour. Downhill speed test. I can still have some resistance at 30 something miles an hour. So you won't be ghost pedaling this bike, especially considering the motor will not give you any more power than about 31 miles an hour. Yeah, right now I just felt the power cut back in and we're going about 30 on the speedometer. Oh. That front fork is definitely a budget fork. It will absorb some bumps, but remember guys, this is a budget fork and we just bottomed it out. We're gonna keep our expectations reasonable. Handlebar width tests. As you can tell, these handlebars are on the narrower side. And look at this turning test. We can go past 90 degrees. So this bike is gonna be insanely nimble. Watch this, I could turn this thing in one spot. Very nimble bike, and since it's foldable, you could also store it in small areas as well. Drop off the curb. Yeah, you feel that this is a hardtail bike. It is what it is. Moving on to our steep hill climb tests. We got our GPS speedometer out. Let's see how this bike does at the steepest part of this hill. 3, 2, 1, go. Soft, easy start. I don't know how we're gonna do. We are slowing down quite a bit, but still pushing somehow. We're still going, guys. 6 miles an hour. That's pretty slow. All right, so 6 miles an hour up the steepest part on this steep hill climb test. About what I expect from most 48 volt bikes, but honestly, this bike is on the weaker side for torque, according to my test at least. Man, that front fork just loves to make its presence known. Moving on to our 20 mile an hour brake test. We're gonna use these parking spots to determine how much distance this bike takes to stop from 20 miles an hour. Ready and brake. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually did pretty good. We did really good. I'm always happy if a bike can stop within 2 spots, and this one is actually partially still in the first spot. That's pretty good for a heavier e-bike with such a big battery. And that's good to know, just in case you are carrying a passenger. You'll have even more weight on this bike. You will have plenty of stopping power. Part of that is a result of having these larger 180 millimeter rotors that are on the thicker side as well, which means that the rotors won't heat up as much and you won't have as much brake fade. Pretty good brakes on this bike. Moving on. So see this, we are headed back to our secondary top speed testing site. The cruise control icon is blinking. I think that means it's on. So when I let go of the throttle, it just keeps on going. And if you notice, we're still accelerating. I'm not holding the throttle, I'm not pedaling at all. There might be a way to turn that off in the settings, but I'm not sure. Riding this bike around on the sidewalk with all these bumps, you are reminded that this is a hardtail bike, although this does have a nice wide squishy seat, so that will help. With the addition of even a budget suspension seat post, that will help smooth the ride out quite a bit. But because the seat is already quite high, it will make the seat even higher if you do add a suspension seat post. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, that front fork, man, it just bottoms out so easy. Yikes. And there's no way to adjust it too. This is a non-adjustable fork. Sidewalk of Doom off-road test. Oh God, I am scared for this fork right now. The back feels okay. It's not too bad for a hardtail, but I am already, yikes, hearing that fork just bottoming out. For these budget-oriented bikes, there's always a compromise. And for this one, it's gonna be the fork. Because you do get that big battery, which is fantastic, but it seems like they have to do some cost cutting in the fork department, and you can hear it and you can feel it. All right, we are at our secondary top speed testing site. We got our GPS speedometer out. We're gonna pedal up to speed and see where the throttle takes us. Let's go. Pedal, pedal, pedal. I'm on gear 7, and even at 30 miles an hour, I still get plenty of pedal feel. And again, that throttle is giving me some cruise control. Looks like we're holding just about 28 miles an hour going one way. And at this point, we are going slightly uphill. Let's do the same thing the other way. Pedal up to speed. Got our cruise control set up, and yeah, same thing, 28 miles an hour. So yeah, about class 3 speed, somewhere on there. Although technically this is more than a class 3 e-bike, because on a real class 3 bike, you would not be getting more than 20 miles an hour on throttle. Keep that in mind. Let's test the default pedal assist speeds. So pedal assist 1, looks like we're getting just about 13 miles an hour. Pedal assist 2, somewhere on the same. Pedal assist 3, 21 miles an hour. Pedal assist 4, pedal assist 4 is bringing us to 28 miles an hour on the display. And of course, pedal assist 5 seems like it cuts us off at just about 30 miles an hour on the display, which we saw earlier is 2 miles an hour off at the top speed. What's interesting about this bike is that you can adjust each individual pedal assist level in the settings, in addition to adjusting how many levels you have in general. So you can customize this, make it exactly how you want it to be. Looking at the screen right now, I can see how much current I am currently using. Get it? Showing us 21 amps going up this hill. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like that the horn is nice and loud, and you do get Some turn signals in the back, that's pretty nice, although they're not all that bright. It's better than nothing. I do also like that there is a dedicated light switch on this bike, and some might say that this bike does have enhanced security because not only do you need this key to be in the on position, you also need the battery key to be in the on position to get any kind of power from this bike. Again, I'm not sure if there's a way to turn off the cruise controller or not. Personally, I'm not a cruise control guy, but if you guys like it, it is on by default. Touch points of this bike feel pretty good. Nice big wide squishy seat. The grips are nice. I like that they are ergonomically styled, my favorite. Oh, these dogs love chasing me around. And even though these are basic plastic pedals, I do like that they are foldable, as is the rest of the bike, so you can easily store this in a car, in a closet, in a small area in general. And again, it does turn on a dime if you need to maneuver around a tight hallway. Maybe you live in a small apartment. You could take the battery out, make the bike a whole lot lighter. So even though this is a medium-sized bike with a very big battery, when folded up it is on the smaller side, and without the battery it is much lighter. Stability feels pretty good. No wobbling on this whatsoever. And again, I got my cruise control turned on right now. I'm not holding on to the handlebars. No wobbling of the handlebars, so that's good. Pretty stable bike. I do wish that Victrip did put a better fork on the front, or at least something that has a little bit more resistance, because that fork just bottoms out so easily, and you hear it. When I drop off this curve, you just hear it. It sounds like it's self-destructing. I honestly feel bad for it. Oh, that does not sound good at all. And hopefully there's a way to turn off this cruise control. For those of you that don't like it, that would be a nice option if you could turn it off. There it is. You just hold the throttle open and just drain the battery like this. Don't have to pedal, don't even have to hold the throttle. Maybe I am a cruise control guy, I don't know. It's kind of nice. Back in the sidewalk of doom, going the other way. Yikes, that fork does not sound good. So that's it for today's video, folks. Let me know what you think about this Victrip Titan S. Leave a comment below. And again, the prices of these e-bikes are always fluctuating based on whatever sale might be going on. So to get the most up-to-date price, check the link in the description below. And I might even have a coupon code listed down there as well. That'll save you a couple bucks. You guys can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I have 2 Facebook groups, E-Bike Addicts and High-Speed E-Bikes, 40 miles an hour and up. I also have a Twitter account that I never use. And for full leaderboard information, you guys can visit MaximumChargeEV.com. That's it for today, folks. Until next time.